Hey everyone, welcome back to the homestead. I am Nadine. Today is a beautiful day. It's actually cooled down a little bit, but it's still nice and warm. So today I'm going to work on mapping out my cut flower beds because we are almost 2 weeks into April and I haven't got those done yet, and I need to be able to plant my cut flower seeds come May 3rd. So today I'm going to be mapping out exactly how I want my cut flower beds to be. I think I can only fit 3 or 4 4-foot wide beds. I don't know exactly how long they are, but maybe 12 to 16 feet long. So I think I can only fit 3 or 4 of those, but we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna map that out today, figure that out exactly, and then maybe get one of the beds actually set up and done today. It is, like I said, a little bit later in the evening. Sunset is about 7:30, so I've got a little bit of time to kind of work on things here. So let me show you the space that I am working with, what my ideas are, and then we will get started mapping out where I want these rows to be. So I want to do the no dig method with my cut flowers, which means I don't dig into the soil. I don't have to remove the grass, which is a huge bonus in my book. I do not like digging up and removing grass. It's a pain in the butt and I just don't like doing it. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting a layer of cardboard down. I have some in the trunk of my car right now. I just need to remove the tape. So I'm going to do a layer of cardboard, and then you can do a layer of like organic matter. So your dried leaves, mulch, unfinished compost, things like that. And then you would put a layer of compost or like a topsoil mushroom manure mix on top of that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a layer of cardboard, and then I have a lot of my animal bedding that hasn't broken down yet. It's mostly straw, wood chips, and manure. So I might put a layer of that down and then a layer of my compost on top of that. And then it should be good to go. I don't know yet if I'm going to cover with plastic or if I'm just going to mulch over top of it. I haven't really decided yet. I do have plastic that I can use. Like I said, I'm just not sure if that's the route I'm going to go yet or not. We'll figure that out as I kind of go. But today we're just mapping out the rows and seeing exactly how I want to set up my cut flowers. So let me get you set up on a tripod. I'm going to grab my tools. I'm going to be using some, I think there are 3 or 4 foot T-posts and some string just to kind of map out where the row is. And then I know exactly where I need to put my cardboard down and my organic matter and compost and whatnot. So let me get you on a tripod and then we'll get going. So here is the space I am working with. It gets pretty much full sun all day except for maybe the very, very early morning and the very late evening, because the sun sets right behind me and comes up right in front of me over those trees there. So I figure this is going to be the best place for cut flowers that require 6 to 8 hours of sunlight all day. That's what they're going to get here. And it's right on the other side of my shade garden that I'm working on. And I think I'm going to do the rows this way because I would have to come from that section of my yard with compost and wheelbarrows and whatnot. And I feel like having the pathways this way are just going to make it easier versus going around and down or around and up. I don't know. I do need to keep enough space here so our lawnmower can get through to our side yard there and up and around the corner there. So I can't go all the way from the chicken run all the way down like I would like, but I should be able to get, like I said, 3 or 4 4-foot wide rows here with, I'm gonna try to do 2 feet in between just so it's easier to walk through and manage. But I think that's about it. And then I'm gonna go from like the corner, so like this line here, to like the front corner of the quail hutch here. So about 12, 16 feet maybe, depending. So I'm just using these T-posts to mark the corners of the bed, and then I'm going to use a little bit of yellow string to kind of string it out so I have a basic rectangular shape, and I know where I need to put my cardboard, thus knowing where I need to put my compost. So straightforward, pretty easy. I just want to get it mapped out, and that way I know exactly where I need things to go. So I'm going to get you guys on a tripod, and then we're just going to get going. Hey everyone, so in the beginning of this video you saw me kind of stepping out where I wanted to put my cut flower rows, but unfortunately it was too hot and my phone was dying, and so I ended up having to take my phone in the house to charge, and I ended up just working on my own out here. I did manage to get one row, I think almost completely done. I do need to add a little bit more compost, I think, on top of the organic matter that I did. But I think it's pretty much done. So I'm starting on the second row today. And right now I'm working on getting the cardboard put down for the second row so that I can bring in the organic matter, which is just unfinished compost. So it's manure, bedding material, and just whatever's back there that isn't finished composting yet. And then I'm putting finished compost on top of that for actual planting in. And that's how I'm forming my no dig rows. So let me show you what I have gotten done so far and where I'm at today. So here's the garden space that I walked out. So this is a 4-foot wide by roughly 15 or 16 feet long, with a 2-foot walkway, another 4-foot by 15 or 16. And then this is the row that I have almost finished. As you can see, I have cardboard underneath, and I'm going to continue that pattern all the way down to the last 2 T-posts there, and this will kill off the grass and weeds, and kind of protect the new bed from getting overrun with weeds too quickly. The walkways are also getting cardboard, and then I will put wood chips down as well once I get a load of those. But here is my bed. I've got a couple, 4 to 5 inches of compost on top of just this. So there's some bunny poop in there, bedding material, leaves, pine cones, just whatever was back in my compost pile that wasn't quite finished composting yet. And that will eventually break down over time along with the cardboard and just add to the overall nutritional value of this no-dig bed. So today I'm just going to pick up where I left off the other day. I'm going to string off the next bed once I get the cardboard down, and then I'm going to start moving in the organic matter and the topsoil, and hopefully by the end of this video I will have 2 rows completely finished and ready for planting. We are expecting rain over the next couple days, so I'd really like to get bed number 2 done before my compost pile becomes mud again. So let's just get to it. So I'm not going to record me getting all of the cardboard laid down. You kind of got the gist of what I'm doing, but I am removing all of the boxing tape and any of the shipping labels that are on the boxes, and then I'm just opening them up and setting them down flat like these ones here. And that's going to be my weed barrier for the no-dig cut flower rows. All right, so I finished up with the cardboard. I got it all down for the second row and then the second pathway here. I've been doing it kind of row by row, that way the cardboard doesn't blow away if I have to pause or skip a few days or whatnot. And then I went around with this yellow string here and I just tied it off so I know whereabouts I need to put my organic matter and my compost. So now we're going to, I'm going to take my hose and get everything nice and wet, and then I will go and get a couple loads of organic matter and get that down first, followed by compost. Let's go get our organic matter. My brother-in-law has kindly let me use his tractor and wagon, so I don't have to wheelbarrow it from here way over there past the chicken coop. So this has been super helpful in getting this over there. This is what I mean by unfinished compost. This is just manure, pine chips, straw, hay, rabbit poop, just stuff that would eventually in a year or 2 become rich compost. Is just in the beginning stages of breaking down. So this will eventually break down underneath the topsoil, but this adds a little bit of depth, a little bit of height to the top layer of compost, and then over time adds to the nutritional value of the no-dig beds. It also makes for a really great filler when you don't want to use all compost, or if you don't want to buy topsoil, mushroom manure, or compost. In my case, I have to buy topsoil and mushroom manure if I want to do top-ups on beds and things. If I don't have enough compost, because I don't know of anywhere around here that actually sells compost, so I haven't really looked into it. But anyway, so using organic matter at the bottom of your beds is a really great way to fill your beds in a cheap way. It's kind of like, I think it's called horticulture, where you use logs and sticks and things at the very bottom of your bed, followed by leaves, smaller sticks and twigs, and things like that, grass clippings, hay, straw, manure like I've got here. And then you put in your last couple inches your good topsoil, your compost and whatnot, and it just saves a little bit of money in the long run, and then all of that stuff breaks down over time, adding to the nutritional value of your bed. So that's basically what I'm doing with the no-till method or the no-dig method. I'm just not filling a box. I'm just layering it like lasagna on top of the ground. which saves me a little bit of muscle fatigue because I really don't want to dig them out. And it saves me a little bit of money because I don't want to actually build raised beds for these. So I'm hoping that this is going to be very successful. I'm hoping that I have enough compost to actually finish the second row and the third row. So they have 3 full rows to grow flowers in this year, but we shall see. I have used a ton of my compost pile, so I'm not entirely sure how much of it I have left. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that I have enough. So we shall see. But let's go ahead and get some of this organic matter loaded up onto the wagon and get it over to the garden area and get it unloaded. And so we can kind of just keep, excuse you, bugs, keep moving forward here. All loaded up. Let's go. So here is my row with the layer of unfinished compost. So this would be my organic matter layer. On the bottom, all this row needs now is some compost like this one, and it'll be ready for planting. But it is starting to get late here. It's time for me to go in and make some dinner for my family. So I'm gonna wrap up this video for today. There will be a part 2, and I'll show you guys the compost and probably the last row. And if I get wood chips, I'll show you the wood chip pathways, but it's all pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty easy to get them set up. It's just a lot of work. And it takes a bit of time to get the beds established, but I'm really excited to get some cut flowers in here this year and put together some really pretty bouquets for my local community. If you guys have any questions about no-till or no-dig beds, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys and I love answering your questions. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and make sure you hit the subscribe button if you are not already subscribed to my channel. This really helps me out as a YouTuber and as a homesteader, so I super appreciate all of your support. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to grow where you're planted.